I'm Ian Curry, this is Chasing Cars, and I've got a question for you. How much do you think Australians would be prepared to pay for something badged GWM? Well, take a look at this. This is the flagship GWM Tank 700, a rival for the Toyota Land Cruiser 300 series and the Nissan Patrol, an absolute giant of a vehicle. It's on sale here in China where I am right now. And the price, when we translate it into Australian dollars, is close to $150,000. So it's a big ask, but let's not take away from this thing. It's spectacular looking. It is full of luxury. In the brief time we've had passengering in it and a very, very brief drive, we've seen it's quite capable as well. The point of difference with this thing is it has a 3-litre twin-turbo V6 petrol engine backed up with plug-in hybrid. And that gives a total of 386 kilowatts and 750 Newton meters, absolutely trouncing the likes of the Land Cruiser and the Patrol on the performance front. Okay, let's have a quick look around it.
Chasing Cars, honest reviews of your next car. Brought to you by
Budget Direct.
Styling is very much inspired by the Mercedes G-Wagon. As you can see, it is very boxy, a little bit more modern looking than its rivals, you could say, and has the design language of the tanks we'll currently have in Australia, the 300 and the 500 as well. So if you like that design language, you're probably going to really like this. Now, I must say, it's not confirmed for Australia, but the way Tank's going, the way GWM's going in Australia, it is highly possible, if I can use that word, that we will be seeing this in the Australian market. It's just whether we can bring the price down a little bit. An option would be to take the 2-litre hybrid petrol engine from the Tank 500. That could work, that could lower the price and make it more appealing to more Australians. But what you're getting is a ladder frame chassis here, body on that, and low range all-wheel drive, of course, just what Australians want. Just looking down the side, you can see it is a beast of a thing. The wheelbase is 150 millimeters longer than a Land Cruiser and 133 millimeters longer the whole vehicle in total. And if you look around the back, it is very G-Wagon-esque, which is no shame at all. That's a hell of a good design. Very flat side. Look at that light, very Mercedes G-Wagon. And if I just open up the back, you've got a side hinge door, just how a lot of off-roaders will like it. Decent space in the back, just a 5-seater, these things. And also rear-mounted spare wheel as well. Really nice if you like this sort of look of things. Okay, let's have a look inside. So if you start looking at that price tag of $140,000, $150,000, when you get in here, you can see that that's exactly the sort of feel. It feels so expensive in here. It's got shades of Bentley, shades of high-end Mercedes-Benz. I mean, look at the size of this screen. I've been having a good play with GWM's new generation screens, and they're typically, I mean, this one's all in Chinese, so it's not going to help, but incredibly fast, incredibly high definition as well. And if you can just see the wing mirror as well, that's also electrochromatic. Got lovely music playing, like really easy just to move through. You've got your 3 diff lock, front and rear diff locks, just move into low range like that. And as you can see, it's just digital everything. And we had a quick go off-road as well, and it just showed the articulation. It showed a special mirror, so you can see exactly where you're traveling when you're off-roading. Really useful cameras and everything. But I suppose the real takeaway is just how good looking this is, how classy it feels. I mean, look at the center console, double wireless charging for my phones, and really nice crystal sort of effect on the gear shifter, and just giant things. So if you're moving away from a Land Cruiser or a Patrol, this thing just feels hyper luxurious. And again, as a family vehicle, remember this is a ladder frame chassis 4x4, and this is hyper luxurious in here. It's limousine-like, got quilted leather for the back seats, giant space because it's just 5-seater, and even stuff like the roof lining is absolutely velveteen gorgeousness. And I don't know what you think about this kind of burgundy leather, but I adore it. I think it's superb. And just real quality touches, like individual panel screen for my rear climate control, really nice little air vents in the sides of the doors, and even just things like electric sunshades for the back seats as well. So amazing feel of quality in here. And when we drove it, we were only passengered over some serious inclines and declines. It was really well behaved, a lovely, smooth, quiet thing to passenger in. Of course, we're only going to know what it's really like as and when it comes to Australia, but signs are really good that this could be a real game changer for GWM and Tank, because this is going to take on the big boys and really give Australians something to think about in the luxury end of these giant capable SUVs. Okay, we are going to get a very short 1-minute drive of the Tank 700. It's got a 3-litre twin-turbo petrol with plug-in hybrid as well. So I'm just going to move it into gear and let's see if we can get some performance. 386 kilowatts and 750 Newton meters. And it's got some acceleration, but obviously this being a ladder on frame vehicle, it is a lumbering big thing. And whoa, I can tell it's very boat-like through this slalom. We've got a hell of a lot of body roll, but there's reasonable control. The steering's a bit vague, and oh, it is a big old thing. But the benefit of this thing is going to be its off-road potential. We're just throwing the cameras on to have a look, and just some rear articulation. Let's see if it'll pick up. Okay, there she goes. Just no diff locks on at the moment. Yeah, it's a very, very short sample, but it should be pretty good off-road, would imagine. But as a road car, obviously a bit boaty, a bit floaty. So that is a very, very brief sample of the intriguing Tank 700. I'd absolutely love to know your thoughts about it. Is it way too expensive? Can they make this thing cheap enough for Australians to buy? It is, after all, a GWM brand. You know exactly how Australians are going to think with that against such longevity vehicles like the Land Cruiser and the Patrol. As I say, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Please leave some comments below. Subscribe if you haven't already done so, and thank you for watching.